coming into your mind like a ray of cosmic revelation, smashing through the mainstream like a comet of prophecy. You're listening to Planet Vrilock, your podcast for everything super psionics and magic tech. Lords and ladies, welcome to my show. Tonight I'm going to explain technical analysis of information that one need not have direct access to, as well as how to use psionics for financial gain and world influence. Tonight's podcast, Psionics Technical Analysis and Financial Trajectories. So without further ado, let us begin. My dowsing and magic has brought to me great knowledge and tremendous power to influence global activities, and in some cases bend narratives to move in a direction beneficial to entrepreneurs. Let's talk about entrepreneurs for a moment here. Many of you are likely aware that we've already hit the biggest discovery of our century, which is artificial intelligence and machine learning. What I infer by stating this simple observation is that to suggest further exploration of a brand new breakthrough in revolutionary technology is something of a wild goose chase. We can be relatively certain of this by observance of history, noting with microscopic care the dates of major breakthroughs and expansion of time between these dates of discovery of modern marvels which completely change our lifestyles and our societies at large. For instance, the discovery of electricity led to the development of the power grid, radios, televisions, and the processors. We arrived at the foundation of the next digital decade. But alas, these wonders which have transformed the way we live are no longer incredibly paramount to discovery which is about to transform our lives even further. That discovery is indeed artificial intelligence, and this AI will completely transform the way in which we live our lives, and possibly more than any other previous discovery, both in purpose and in scope. To come to this realization is something like a prospector happening to strike gold. There is no more need to venture further, because the time to roll up our sleeves and dig has reached its peak and potential. What remains is for the prospector to make a certain transition in his thinking into the mind of the entrepreneur. Perhaps I omitted something of importance here, yes. To point this out might seem overly simplistic, but I assure my listeners that it is not unimportant to note that between the moments of discovery on the expansion of society's technology, it has always been entrepreneurs transforming these discoveries into business services. Business services which transform our lives both fundamentally and dynamically. Taking a step back and observing where we have arrived today, I do believe it is time to change hats in the West and pursue the transition of discovery onto the realm of innovation and innovative business development. Thus, anyone who can take an algorithm and turn this into a business service is potentially in good standing. But it won't be easy. The entire planet will be competing, and at a rate never seen in history, and what we once called business may very well become a full-on gladiators arena for securing new ventures, defending those developments, and enterprises, and taking down competitors at every turn and roll of the dice. Where we were safe in the past, we are exposed in the days to come. Our leisurely lifestyles for some generations of entrepreneurs in the West may leave some great majority of us ridiculously prone to a more hardened band of entrepreneurs from China and the East. So, having said all of this, where should we all be more focused? Well, the answer is rather straightforward, really. We want our minds on our money and our money on our minds. But so then, where is this money? Well, it isn't so much a question of where the money is, but rather, what is money? And money as we once knew it may certainly transform incredibly, fundamentally, dynamically. And so the money of the future is essentially data. Whomsoever hath the most data doth winneth the game. Or, at the very least, the hoarding of large amounts of data does lend a significant advantage to one party or country over another. And that is therein and of itself quite the terrible truth, kiddies. Yes. Don't be soft. Lean forward, listen to Herr Doktor von Vrilock. Take heed of this wisdom. We will begin, for starters, with all the data collected since the early 90s, beginning with telephone conversations on up to our dial-up internet activities in what was once called newsgroups, and of course the emergence of email system and America Online's chat messengers, yes? From these dark corners of technology, we have, at long last, arrived to the point of each individual within each of us, within reach of powerful personal branding, and even the ability to mint each individual's unique money, a token, in the form of a crypto token tied to systems such as Ethereum. This is already a reality now, and a means to an end combined with the increased ease to accomplish the completion of digital self-reinvention will come sweeping over us faster than the blink of an eye or the turning of another year from now. Oh yes, now, quite literally. Our great weakness, Well, I'd say being overly comfortable amongst tigers encircling in our midst. Metaphorically, of course. In the West, I think that there are still quite a number of us who lack a sense of urgency to get to work on crunching data into profits or turning an algorithm to a business service. Now, of course, just because the world's businesses and technology is flying warp speed into the realm of total AI, this does not mean the human services are entirely outdated. No. Actually, there is a need for human service. And this area of exploration that is keeping human with humans is possibility, profitable, or rather stable, and much needed or even desired as if anew. It will be a challenge to us how to stay human. This is because there will always be a wanting for human interaction where machines may not be able to fill such a void. Having said that, let us be wary that such services will also be taken over by machines. Whether they do the job effectively or not, they shall try. Thus, entrepreneurs must become incredibly clever, consistent, very tough, and cultivate an appetite for making business successful. You got to be hungry already. So where does psionics come into play in this new world order? For starters, your ability to douse hidden data and divine more abstract answers will yield to you an edge that the majority of operatives in business simply do not possess. Certainly, the more powerful entrepreneurs and businesses will have a massive arsenal of technological advantages over the majority of independent businesses, but they are also very limited within a fixed system of available or purchasable data. However, being a psionicist, you are not limited to any system. My multimedia package will teach you how to douse futures, trades, business, and competitor secrets. Download Dynamic Dowsing Disclosure to learn more. This package includes documents, charts, audible lectures, and how to douse video. Plus, I instruct you in how to craft a magic pendulum for learning secrets that other people will never possess, only you. Of course, dowsing is a rather passive art. What you may not realize already is that psionics can be used more assertively to gain information, attain results, and in some cases psionics can be used aggressively to move competitors out of business or even project future trends more toward your favor for what you are in the business of doing. For this knowledge, you would need my audiobook, Fantastic Facilitators, and you would need my ultimate paperback, Psionic Robot, and that is in order to control the world. As well, my paperback psionic splicing will teach you how to collect attributes from any concept or thing in the world and discard any qualities that you simply do not need. A rather pragmatic and effective magic is available for you. Quickly study in psionic splicing. $29.99 for the paperback, not bad for an occult book, rare and breakthroughs. Don't have any psionic instruments? Well, that is not such a problem. Purchase one of my miraculous prayer boards. I bless each instrument personally. And I now have a combo, miraculous prayer board mini combo, which includes a very detailed operator's manual for myriad operations in psionic magic. Whatever your choice that you make now will affect the rest of your life in this new world. Do not be fooled by the figureheads and bureaucratic ties to the old world. We're not going back to our grassroots, and if we did, that we'd be incredibly vulnerable to the power nations such as China, Russia, and so on. Do not sit in a basement of a barn somewhere isolated, huddling in a cloister of minted coins and shotgun shells. The world will race past you and leave you behind. The alarmists would like for you to believe we are headed toward a society breakdown wherein every man is for himself without an agricultural community to feed him. Instead, do as we do in the Sonic Brotherhood. That is, follow the globalists and match their moves in parallel in this new system and influence with psionics the things which may be of benefit to you. This concludes tonight's dire warning to get an earnest sense of urgency to take ends and make ends meet in the New World System. Thank you for joining me tonight on Planet Vrilock Psionics Podcast, and until next time, as always, keep the magic high. This is Herr Doktor von Vrilock, signing out.